Welcome to Face It, the Aesthetics Podcast, and episode 1. We are here with Dr. Arun from Aesthetics, the man himself, and we have the lovely Leigh here from Aware NI, and we're going to be talking all things Peel for Purpose, how we're raising money for an amazing charity, what Aware NI is all about. So let's delve right in. How are we feeling today? First and foremost, Leigh.
Feeling good. Thank you very much for having me along, and I'm delighted to be the first guest in the new podcast room here. So thank you very much.
You didn't expect it to be this way?
I wasn't expecting it to be anywhere near professional. I was expecting a phone and a ring light and a microphone. So yes, I'm very impressed and delighted to be the first person involved.
So let's dig deep with regards to Aware NI first and foremost. Do you want to sort of explain to us what is Aware NI?
Okay, well, Aware NI is the depression charity for Northern Ireland. We were established in 1996 in Derry, Londonderry, by a gentleman who was living with bipolar disorder, and he founded a support group in his living room for people who were going through bipolar or other sorts of mental health. We're really proud of how Aware has grown over the past 30 years and has really become an integral part of mental health support here in Northern Ireland. So our vision is for a future where everyone can openly discuss their mental health and access services appropriate to their needs and develop their skills and knowledge to maintain a positive mental health. I think that's a really, really important thing in today's society.
I think it's amazing. I think there is such a lack with regards to help for mental health awareness, and there's so many people out there who are actually really struggling but openly don't know how or where to go to. And I didn't even know you existed. And I'll talk a bit about sort of my history and where I have a background with all of this. Arun, why Aware NI?
Great question. I think just there was obviously a big awareness in Derry, Londonderry with Aware NI, and it's always been that thing where I see the kind of the branding everywhere. And it's the first charity that came into my head, and I know a lot of people that suffer from mental health, and I think it's just a great charity to kind of support. And we actually supported Aware NI with our NHS ball, the winter ball. You probably didn't hear of that, but we, I think it was back in November last year, we did a bit of fundraising with the NHS Trauma and Orthopaedic Winter Ball. So we decided to fundraise again for them.
So what we're doing is we're holding a day. It's called the PCA Skin Peel for Purpose. And we are going to be doing peels for anybody who wants to come in, and they just donate. And we're going to raise as much funds as we can as possible. PCA Skin have came on board and they have donated an amazing amount of product.
Yeah,
and
they've done a great job. So Natasha from PCA Skin, unfortunately she couldn't be here today, but they as a team from PCA Skin have donated a huge amount of product and all the equipment that we need to run the event. So I think we're trying to do 12 hours from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Worth of peels out of 2 different rooms back to back. So hopefully we get it fully booked.
Yeah.
So at the minute we are sitting at 4 p.m. Still got another 5 hours of peels left to book.
And of course, anyone that even doesn't get a slot, please do donate on the day. Get onto all the socials and show your support. Leigh, with regards to Aware NI, so you say that you're sort of from Derry, Londonderry, but whereabouts are you in the rest of the country with regards to how they access? I know you have a lot of projects and networking and social things going on.
Yep.
Explain to me what they are.
Well, we're completely all over the whole of Northern Ireland. We have 23 support groups located in towns and cities all across the country. One right here in Coleraine. And we have other ones in Downpatrick and Lurgan and honestly all over. And then we also have 2 online support groups. So if there isn't a support group in someone's local area or they're not feeling up to getting up and out that day, then they can access that online. And that was born really through COVID whenever all of the support groups went online. So our services, were there for everybody throughout the pandemic whenever mental health was really, really at the forefront. And those groups are peer-led, which is really important. They are facilitated by really well-trained facilitators, most of who have had their own experiences of mental health. And the support groups are a really safe space for people to come along talk about their mental health, and compare stories and talk about their feelings, and that's a really important for them to know, and worthwhile for them to know that other people are going through the same experiences as them. And the support groups are really the foundation of Aware. As I say, they were our very first service, like I mentioned, and that really has been what Aware has grown from. Um, those support groups are free to attend, but to run one for a week costs Aware £135
Mhm.
every week for each location, which is why fundraisers like this, what
Mm.
you guys are doing here, is so important to the work that we do. Um,
So what does £1,000 actually do? Say for example.
well, whenever you think about the cost of a support group, it costs us £7,000 to run one support group for a year. So, and then with £1,300, we can provide a Mood Matters program. And Mood Matters is a sort of series of programs that we deliver across workplaces, schools, community groups, and we have different variations. Some that are focused on adults, some that are focused on children, some that are focused on mums to be, and some that are focused on the older generation. And that is really about just educating and teaching people how to manage their mental health within those sort of set demographics.
And
So
whereabouts do people find out about these, when they're happening, where they're happening? How do people actually go and find out that
Go and
information?
find them. Yeah, well, you can look on obviously the Aware's website and the Aware social media channels. But we also have a really good community outreach team. So we have a team of outreach workers who play a really vital role in raising awareness, not just of Aware NI's services, but also mental health in general. And they have a really good presence across all of the trust areas. So they engage with statutory, community, and public sector bodies attending health fairs and community events, and they have stands where they give out all of our outreach information, and tell people all about not just our services but signpost to other services as well. So we have attended 150 of those since last April, and that's helped us to connect with over 80,000 participants. So that's a really
I think
significant
that's
impact on
brilliant.
the community.
I think particularly for the, all generations, but, where there is this sort of stigma with regards to mental health and, talking about my own experience and stuff like that there, I have been down there, through in past experiences. And then I've got three boys who also have been through that. My eldest one is ASD, so he would suffer quite. He's openly, come out and publicly, spoke about it because he does a lot of videography and things like that. And I think with regards to, they don't know there is somewhere for them to go. They don't know how to reach out. And when they're in that mental state, they can't think straight. They can't even think. So to have these people out and about and being able to be reachable is amazing with regards to what you're doing. And it's just so important that they know that there is charities like yourself that they can reach out to.
Yeah, yeah, and the support groups are really, they're open to anybody, and we actually have a specialist young person support group in Newton Ards, and that is something that with our next 5-year strategy, which we'll be launching later on this year, that we're looking at ways that we can engage the younger generation to reach out and achieve that support. And you're absolutely right whenever you say about the stigma associated. So since our inception in 1996, there has been huge improvement in that area. And due to that stigma, really many families and individuals were left feeling isolated and unheard. So we're really proud of how far Aware have come in terms of evolving the organisation and creating a place of refuge
Yeah.
For those people. But unfortunately, there's still a lot of work to be done
There
in
is.
terms of that.
I mean, I still think it's, with regards to the society we live in as well, you hear a lot of people saying, when they do openly up, come out and say, I have mental health issues or I'm struggling with my mental health, you get this sort of reaction is we're all struggling with mental health. And it's trying to really understand that difference and let them know, where they can go to get the help and recognize that difference, because no, it's not the same. Life is what we experience and it is tough, but mental health, when you go down that sort of pathway, it is hard, but it's hard to tell as well. people can't see it.
And
Yeah.
is it just Northern Ireland that you cover, or is there any like cross-border schemes?
No, there is a charity called Aware in the Republic of Ireland that was set up as the same person that set up Aware NI, but we are two separate entities in terms of sort of legality and things like that. But they are set up on the premise of support groups as well.
Oh, that's
So,
great.
so there is Aware in the Republic then as well.
And how can people donate to you? So obviously we've got our charity and we're raising funds and stuff like that. Can people just come on and find somewhere that they can actually help out and donate?
Yeah, we have a whole range of ways that people can support Aware NI. So you can donate through our website. People can also take on a regular gift. So if someone wanted to make a very small donation every single month of anywhere between £2 to £15 or whatever, every little helps. And then we have a whole range of fundraising events and challenges as well. So you can run a marathon, you can get involved. We have a big event in this neck of the woods on the 27th of April, giant steps, along the north coast. So
seen that, yeah.
by all
we
means,
should register up.
We
you
should.
do, yeah.
That's your
We'd
cue now.
we'd
You've
love
said
to have
it,
you
Arun.
along.
You have to commit now.
I think Bridie's been at me to register
sure
up,
she
so
has.
I think I'm free that weekend potentially if
So
I'm not
Arun-
working in here.
Let's
We'll
talk
get you
about
massage booked somewhere for afterwards.
let's talk about peels.
Salt House.
Yeah, well, that's another story. Let's talk about the chemical peels and what it is. They're not, everyone here, oh, it's a peel. What is going to happen? I'm going to come into this here and think I'm going to walk out with my skin peeling, but it's not. They're
No,
superficial.
not at
Explain what sort of peels we'll be doing.
So the peels that we're running at the event, primarily the peels that we use in the clinic is PCA Skin. It's been the provider that I have used since day one of my journey in aesthetics, and they are amazing. So the professional peels that we do can treat any patient, any skin type, and any skin concern. And I personally love the peels. I've had peels, my wife's had peels, and I have been using on hundreds of patients. Peels in general, I think, get a really bad rep from what is seen on websites and Instagram.
I think it's because they don't understand the different levels
and
of a peel that
it's
you
the
can
word
get.
peel as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They think they're going to shed and peel like a snake.
But it is because I had
It's not.
somebody come to me saying, no, I can't do this here, charity, because I don't want to be looking like this. I'm like, they're superficial.
You look great
You look
afterwards.
amazing afterwards.
You look
Yeah,
great. You can actually go without makeup for a couple of days.
yeah.
So you look absolutely fantastic and you're glowing.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's different variety of peels. There's light peels, there's medium peels, and there's even heavy peels. But even with the heaviest peel, you don't peel like a snake. Though that's not what happens.
Yeah.
A good way to explain it is it's like getting sunburnt. You lightly flake. So there's a little bit of flaking, and that's the shedding process that's undergoing. But it's not painful and it's not severe.
And what are the benefits for the skin? What is it going to achieve?
Well, it depends on what peel you book on for. So the two peels that we're doing on the Aware NI event, one of them is called Perfecting Peel. And with all the peels, we're going to be applying a little bit of retinol as well because you get better results. There's also the Pigment Pro Peel, which is the newest peel that they've released, which is a peel that is suited for any skin type. And it's great for hyperpigmentation, which most of us do have. I have.
Yeah.
So that's another peel that gives really good results in as little as 7 days as well, reducing signs of hyperpigmentation.
And a big question that everyone asks after getting a peel is, can they go out in the sun? Because they've obviously taken a layer of the skin, and the first thing is make sure you have your SPF.
Well, there's not much sun in Northern Ireland, so
I know,
yes.
but that day I think the sun's going to shine, Arun. So
I think that we tell you to avoid, well, number one, sunbeds for about 7 days. And if they are going on a foreign holiday, we'll make sure that we book them in a lot earlier. But I think none of the patients that are booked in on Sunday so far are going away on any foreign holidays. So that's all right.
yeah, no, that's good. So definitely get involved if you can. It's going to be a brilliant day. What would you say to anyone listening with regards to yourself, Leigh, and your charity? Is there anything else there you want to get the message across to anybody?
Yeah, just to bear in mind that the current lack of funding from the public sector, as well as trying to fundraise in a really unstable, economic environment, is a real challenge for us. We are, the leading depression and mental health charity locally, and we do want to support as many people as possible. So, come along, get your skin peel, which is a bit of self-care, which is very, very important.
100%.
In terms of taking care of your own mental health. And support us at the same time. That's two really good things that you can do for your mental health in terms of taking care of yourself and giving.
And
So
it's a
please
great,
do.
and if you've been thinking about a peel as well with us, it's a great time to come because you're when you're booking in with us, you're booking in and you're paying us. Why not just pay Aware and I for that day?
Mhm.
And we're obviously hoping that people will be generous. So it's a good time to get an offer. So if you're coming in, usually a perfecting peel with us would be anywhere between £70 and £90, and a pigment pro peel is £95. So just donate whatever you can. So
Yeah.
it's a good opportunity to get an offer, but at the same time you're helping a charity.
And I think it's a great scheme for, other businesses and small businesses to start getting involved with. Peel for Purpose is fantastic for any sort of practitioners, therapists, anything that can raise awareness in such a positive light, particularly for mental health as well.
Yeah.
And do you know what PCA Skin have also done, which is it's unreal because I didn't think they were going to do this. We tend to give an aftercare kit home with every patient after a peel because it's great to use the products from PCA Skin with the peel to get the best results. So they have very kindly donated us with 60 aftercare kits,
Oh my
so we can give
goodness.
it to 60 patients,
That's brilliant.
which includes your facial wash, your moisturizer, and your SPF.
SPF, and I have been using their SPF, and it is actually really good.
The sheer tint,
Yeah.
the sheer tint SPF is great because it's like a makeup. It's like I'm not really a big. I don't know much about makeup, but looking at it, it looks like my wife's foundation. So it literally looks like foundation.
It is. It's
and
brilliant.
I showed this to a patient the other day because they actually said, "Oh, I use a tinted SPF, but it's like green." And I was like, I don't understand this. So I took out the SPF and I showed it to her, and she was like, "This is like foundation."
Yeah. I actually don't wear foundation. I just wear tinted SPF.
Yeah.
I've stopped. I think it's the best thing for your skin. You don't need it anymore because the advancement with regards to all this type of thing is amazing now. And PCI Skin's just unreal. And I would be quite sensitive. I have to be very particular with what brand I go with. PCA Skin, I've never had a reaction, never had anything. So it's fantastic.
It's great for
It
sensitive
is.
skin.
Yeah.
Great for sensitive skin.
Yeah.
And you can actually get specific peels for really sensitive skin if you want as well.
Yeah.
So they have a variety of different products.
Yeah, that's probably why I like them so much because I can't do the harsh ones. I did have a bad experience one time, and yeah, never again. So it's always superficial. So I can highly recommend from somebody who has sensitive skin and who has had a reaction from the more heavier chemical peels.
We actually
So,
had a patient come in, and this is genuinely a true story. She came in and she was from America. And she came in and said, "Oh, you've got PCA Skin. I love it." We also had another patient who was flying over to America who got our retinol peels, which are a little bit of the heavier type peels, which consists of 4% and 6% pure retinol. So she had severe acne and she wanted to continue on her acne journey. So she said, "What am I going to do now? I'm moving to America." She was a young student, and I just went on the websites on PCA Skin, find a stockist or a professional peeler, and typed it into Los Angeles, and literally floods of PCA Skin beauticians and aestheticians and loads of these aesthetics clinics just popped up everywhere.
But it is
literally
the leading
it's like
brand.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's like
It is.
McDonald's
It's the leading
in
brands
America.
in America. It's massive. And then now they're just coming to the forefront now. They've just won
Well,
the
yeah.
best topical skincare product brand of the year in the Aesthetics Awards, which is known as the Oscars of the aesthetics industry. So it's really exciting that we can, implement them into this purpose and this cause, which
Well,
is
it's great to
fantastic.
have such a reputable international brand associated with an Aware and I fundraiser. So thank you to them for donating all of the stock, but most of all, thank you to you guys for
That's all right.
giving up your Saturday and your takings and encouraging all of your customers to
It's
come
actually
in.
a Sunday. We're busy.
You're busy on the
teaching.
Saturday.
Nikki's working all weekend. She's teaching a marketing course on the
That's
Saturday.
right. We've got our marketing course the day before, so that's going to be fun.
Well, irrelevant. Thank you for giving up your Sunday.
Sunday.
That's even more because I'm sure that's normally your day off. So
Yeah, well, day off's hard for me.
Yeah,
usually
Arun doesn't know how to
a
switch
day
off.
how to have a day
I'm
off.
going to take a day off. I'm finally taking 3 days off this week. That was pre-booked 3 months ago.
I
So
know.
I'm taking 3 days off with no aesthetics, no NHS, no booking anything. So I can't wait.
No, it'd be good. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming
You're very
in and
welcome.
chatting
Thank you
with
so much
us.
for
And
having
if
me.
you're out there and you want to get involved, just give us a wee DM in our socials. We're Aesthetics North Coast.
Yes, exactly.
Make sure you're following.
How to book. That's the best thing. So
Aware now as well. Are we bookable on the website?
We are bookable on the website, but again, I think the best thing is just phone us.
Yeah.
So DM Dr. A Aesthetics or A Aesthetics North Coast or even NM Media NI, or even if you want to get in touch with Aware and I can send us
we
on
can certainly
your
send
details.
You the details, yep.
Or phone us or message us through the website. We have a couple of appointments during the day, in and around lunchtime. And then we are open from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. For any appointments. And we can double book as well because we have 2 rooms running at the same time.
Yeah. And we will also put a link direct to you guys at Aware as well onto the Face It, the Aesthetics podcast, which the handle is _the Aesthetics podcast. Go to the bio and there'll be a direct link where you can go on and find where you can donate.
And all the donations, every single penny is going to Aware and I. So if you want to pay cash, you can pay cash. If you want to pay card, we have a wee bucket you can scan and then just directly donate directly to them. I don't want any of the money going to my account.
And of course, we will have Natasha from PCA Skin
Yeah,
on the
Natasha
day.
the rep's going to be there as well.
Yeah.
So
Brilliant.
she'll be
And we've
coming
got
in, talking to
Davisa
patients.
and
Davisa's
Sarah.
going to be here. Sarah's going to be here.
It'll be a great
So
day.
the whole team's going to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be a good day.
And we have
Fantastic.
buns. We have buns.
With the
We
yellow.
had 2 well, do you know what I can ask? We have an amazing girl
It's all about the branding.
we have an amazing girl. He's in one of is in one of the WhatsApp groups that we follow from the injector community, and her name's Carla. So I think she's putting her kids to work making buns for us.
Oh, lovely.
So
fantastic.
Someone can grab a bun, donate a £1. So
That's what we
Oh,
love, that
that's
sense of
good.
community
Yeah.
spirit, and get the
Get
message
everyone
out there,
involved.
teaching the younger generation what it's all about, and charitable giving.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. We look forward. Are you going to come up on the day or are you not going to be here?
I'm actually going to be on holiday.
Oh, where are you going?
Medina.
Mm.
I don't even know what that
Sorry.
is. Sounds like Spain.
It's near Malaga, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's nice for some, isn't it? I'm away in 4 weeks
Unfortunately,
anyway.
unfortunately, I'll have 2 very young children with me, so
Get all the hard work
whether
out
it's
and
a
done.
holiday or whether
Oh,
it's not.
It's always a holiday. There's always memories anyway.
Well, that ends episode 1.
Episode 1
Episode
is done
1,
and
the
dusted.
final episode of Face It, the
Yeah.
Aesthetics podcast.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for
Yeah.
coming.
Thank you. What a privilege to be here for podcast number 1.
Yeah, and thanks, Nikki, for setting up this beautiful room.
Yeah. Stay tuned
Yeah.
for episode 2.
Yeah. What is episode 2?
Episode 2 is our brand new influencer who's coming in to talk about her skin journey and what she struggles with, and it's with Davisa.
Great. Well, I can't wait. Great. Thank you very much.
Okay.